Oh, sorry about that. Hey guys, what's up? It's me, P-Boy25 here, and today I am bringing you my Valleyfair and Nickelodeon Universe synopsis. I visited both these parks on the same day when I was in Minneapolis from June 2nd to June 4th. I visited all these parks on Saturday, June 3rd, 2017. Yeah, I got through about all of them in about 10 hours. Both parks done in about 10 hours, including commute and eating. So yeah, it's basically you can beat both of these parks in one day is what I'm gonna say. So I'm gonna review them together. There's no point in making separate videos when one of them's small enough to where you can just make a 5-minute video and I don't get any revenue for that. I don't even make revenue from this. I'm just doing this as a hobby. Sorry about blanking. Sorry about the full screen thing as well. I blanked out. I was just listening to my dog bark in the backyard because he probably saw like a squirrel or something. I don't know. Or like a neighbor. I don't know. He's old. So here we go. Valleyfair. We're going to start with Valleyfair because this is what I did in chronological order. Valleyfair was the first park I went to on this fateful day. Left for the park from my hotel about 9 a.m. Got there about 9:30. Park started getting people through the gates at 9:45. So keep in mind that you can show up early and they start letting people through the gates 15 minutes before the park actually opens. It opened at 10 that day. I got in. I was allowed through the gates at 9:45 and I went on the rides in the following order. Steel Venom, which I got the first ride of the day, and I chose the back row. First ride of the day, back row. Fun little thing there. Wild Thing, I rode it in the back row, then the front row. It was a station wait both times. I think I had to wait I think it was a one train wait for both rows. Renegade, I rode the front, then the back. It was a 2-train wait for both of those rows. Mad Mouse, about a 15-minute wait. Excalibur, Walk On, High Roller, 15-minute wait. Corkscrew, 10-minute wait. So, yeah, went on all of those. And I only rode Mad Mouse, Excalibur, High Roller, and Corkscrew once. Well, I rode Steel Venom once as well, but I rode Wild Thing and Renegade twice. I was also able to ride the S&S Scream and Swing. I think it's called Extreme Swing. I was able to ride that once, and I was very disappointed by it because they basically run like a 1-minute cycle. Like, the cycle is absolutely awful. They barely run a cycle on that. We were done and out of Valleyfair by 1 p.m. We were probably waiting for my dad to finish hiking earlier, but we are done out of the park by 1 p.m. A few notes about traveling, I'll say. Excalibur and the River Rapids ride at the very back of the park, which may not apply when you're watching this. They open at 11 a.m. rather than 10 when I went, or they open like an hour later or whatever. Operations also run kind of weird, I will say. And that crowds were very light on the day I went. I think it was like the first weekend where kids were out of school. They were like still studying for finals or something. I don't know. Every school district's different in every state. So, yeah, I don't know what the situation was, but it was a very light crowd there. Longest wait was High Roller. And also, crowds were quite light. There were bins on all the ride platforms. Steel Venom, Wild Thing, Excalibur, no, Steel Venom, Wild Thing, Renegade, High Roller, and Corkscrew all had designated bins. I think they all had designated bins. And then Mad Mouse and Excalibur, they allow you to leave your belongings on the side, by the wall at the exit of the ride. And, yeah, they do have bins. You don't have to buy a locker for any ride. I don't know if they're going to change that. People are pretty content just leaving their stuff there. Especially with this counteractive operation schedule that they do. I'll get more on that in the next slide. And the layout of the park is a bit weird, because if you enter, you can basically go either left, making a U-turn, left then right in an S-shaped pattern going up a long midway towards Wild Thing. The left in a U-turn goes towards North Star and Steel Venom, and then the left to the right goes by Corkscrew and High Roller and Planet Snoopy. I basically went left around the U-turn to the bottom of the park, like close to the entrance for the parking lot, then went all the way back at the long left side of the midway to Wild Thing, then went towards the center back of the park for Renegade, back left area of the park for Excalibur, and then I rode Excalibur before Mad Mouse because I was actually it was before 11 p.m. or 11 a.m. when I finished riding Renegade. So we went to ride Mad Mouse to wait for Excalibur to open. And it definitely was open by the time I got there. It's probably because it's so close to proximity to Soak City. Or something like that. I don't know. Maybe they had an incident where people snuck in to Soak City that way. I just want to say that the whole thing, Valleyfair it was. Let's just say let's just move on to the next slide. I'm just gonna move on. My thoughts. I think Valleyfair, no surprise here, is the best amusement park in Minnesota. It had a few great coasters and more bad ones than good, I'll say. I liked Wild Thing, Steel Venom, and Valleyfair. Or Wild Thing, Steel Venom, and Renegade. I won't tell you which one's my favorite, but I liked all of them. Mad Mouse was okay, and I did not like Excalibur, Corkscrew, and High Roller. So we had probably even split between good. I mean, some of them. There's nothing that blew me out of the water there. One coaster particularly left an impact, but nothing really blew me out of the water. In fact, more coasters maybe hurt on my sides more than blew me out of the water. I'm touching the operations now as well. They run 2 trains and everything that can run them. So basically everything but Steel Venom, their kiddie coaster, and Mad Mouse, they run 2 trains. Because Mad Mouse, they run like 8 of them, and then Steel Venom can only run 1 because it's an incomplete circuit. I just want to touch on their operations real quick. They do have 2 trains. They do allow people. They run more trains. They run a good amount of trains. Just the problem is boarding and unloading. Basically, what Valleyfair does is that whenever a train of people that have already been on the ride pulls in, they let them out, let them get their belongings, and let them exit before the next group of riders that takes that train gets on. Until they open the gate. They let everyone of the previous train exit the gate or exit the train and gather their belongings before they open the gate for the next rider. Now, I can see merit with this being an anti-theft measure, but it definitely slows down operations a bit. I mean, it caused stacking for like probably a minute on average, maybe even higher than a minute. I don't know. I definitely would come to Valleyfair if you're in the area or live within 4 to 6 hours. If you want to stack Valleyfair on top of another affair that happens in Minneapolis, go for it. I recommend this park. It's just nothing. It's nothing extraordinary. You can definitely tell it's a neglected park, but hopefully they give it some more attention with that rumored 9-acre wetlands expansion coming for 2018. I definitely would not recommend going too far out of your way to come here. If you're like coming from Texas or something, if you have anywhere to go and you're in California or Maine or whatever you are, if you have a choice to fly anywhere, I would not fly to Minneapolis unless you have merit. For only amusement parks, I would not recommend going too far, very far out of your way. This thing is for like North Dakota, some parts of Iowa, Wisconsin most definitely, and Illinois could be a bit of a stretch. But I definitely came here because I stacked my mother's business meeting on top of this, or business conference, or whatever it was. And I definitely think that this is a good way to kill a half a day. I don't think, due to the population in Minneapolis, like this thing probably draws in about 1 million visitors a year. A whole year. One season draws in 1 million visitors. Don't know if that's unique or total. But it's definitely a good way to kill a half a day, unless it's rammed. Then you probably kill a full day just waiting. I mean, I finished the park in about 3 hours, so that's basically what went down there. And now we're going to move on past Valleyfair. You heard my thoughts, you heard my experience about it. I'm going to move on to Nickelodeon Universe. After leaving Valleyfair at 1:30ish or so, I had quick lunch at a local burger joint. If you want to know, just ask me in the comments. After that, we arrived at Nickelodeon Universe at around 3:30 in the afternoon. And that's where the problem started. I realized I spelled that says that's... I was ready to pay $40 cash at a kiosk in the east entrance with cash. Pay $40 cash. Keep that in mind. Problem is, the restaurants, the shops, and the kiosks only accept credit. Are you kidding me? It's just, why? You're just killing people's purchases. Credit, like some people are religiously against credit. I don't have a credit account. Made my father pissed off and he just let me and my brother roam the park alone. I mean, after that slight problem, we went on the rides in the following order. We went on Fairly Odd Coaster, Shell Shock, which that's a flat ride, Rock Bottom Plunge, their Gerstlauer Eurofighter, Fairly Odd Coaster, the Pandemonium clone, Ghost Blasters, their Ancient Sally Dark ride, similar to like Boo Blaster rides at Cedar Fair Parks, Pepsi Orange Streak, their Zier Tivoli Large Custom, Brain Surge, another flat, and Avatar, another flat. So we went on just as many flats as we did coasters. And I think we might have been on like one more or something. I don't know. Basically, it's $7 per thrilling attraction. All these attractions would cost $7 because it's based off points. Like one point's about like $1.15 or something. It's like $3 or $4 for a kiddie ride, and then $7 for, or basically $7 for 6 points. And the kiddie rides are 3 points, and the thrilling rides are 6 points. So it's basically $3.50 and $7. Yep. Or you can pay $35 for an unlimited wristband. We did actually manage to kill about another half hour by paying $5 extra on our kiosk tickets for a game of mini golf. Because you basically can leave the park on, I think, like the, what was it? I think it's like the north entrance, and you can go to the third floor and play mini golf. It's an okay course. It's got some, it's good for its size. It's mini golf. It's nothing completely out of the, nothing completely just, yeah, I don't know. Mini golf is alright. Had some good time. I won a soda off of it because we made a bet. I won more holes than my brother, got less strokes on them. I forgot what time we left, but I believe we left the park around 5:30, 6 o'clock after mini golfing. And we killed an hour shopping at Mall of America. We decided to buy a mug because my brother collects football NFL sports teams mugs. And my brother also wanted some slides as well. They're basically sandals, but they're open toe, and instead of there being like they're open toe, but they only have like one strap going across the top of your foot, and they're cushioned usually. If you don't, just Google them, or they're slides. They call them slides. And apparently, also little fun fact: if you're going to Mall of America, there's no tax on clothes, no tax on any clothing items in Minnesota. So shirts, shoes, socks, shorts, underwear, pants, whatever it is, there's no tax on them. And after doing an hour shopping, getting some photos and all that, we ended an exciting day, earning 10 credits and polishing off 2 parks. Now, I will keep in mind, I did not ride the kiddie coasters. They had another kiddie coaster at Nickelodeon Universe. It was like back in the Barnyard Hayride coaster, which I believe was a powered coaster. So I definitely would not want to ride that. And Nickelodeon Universe had Cosmic Coaster, which is a kiddie coaster there in Planet Snoopy. And how did I think about Nickelodeon Universe? I had fun. I don't like it. I don't like the park. The whole indoors concept's cool. I like the whole idea of just keeping an amusement park in a box, but it just felt so minimalistic for $35 unlimited rides. It was $35 and I went on 6 rides. And they're not even all coasters. So some of them were just one-of-a-kind flats. And the saddest detail, the flats that I went on intrigued me more than the coasters. Brain Surge, Chance Unicoaster, Shell Shock, a unique Gerstlauer self-propelling flipping ride, and Avatar, Intamin Halfpipe, which some consider a credit. They were all fascinated me more than the coasters, a Gerstlauer Eurofighter, Pandemonium Clone, and Zier Tivoli Large. I mean, I had low hopes for Pepsi, Orange Streak, and the Fairly Odd Coaster, which they met them. I thought Fairly Odd Coaster was a little better than I expected. It decided to spin quite a bit. And Pepsi Orange Streak I considered a credit because it actually had a very wizard-like feel. So I definitely, with this, I'd also consider Jaguar a legitimate credit. They met expectations. However, I was completely disappointed by Rock Bottom Plunge, for sure. That voice octave, though. I was completely disappointed by Rock Bottom Plunge. I was expecting it to be a good rank 50, rank 55 coaster competing with like the Bat Kings Island Backlot Stunt Coaster, but nope. Didn't even come close. Also, the final nail in the coffin. Valleyfair blew this place out of the water, and if you buy a one-day ticket online for Valleyfair, you spend, guess how much? $35. The same price. Or you can buy a valid for any day pass for $40. $40 plus tax, plus processing, you can get an admission to Valleyfair. It's pretty much the same freaking price. Now, I would only come back if I was at Mall of America, just walking around the place, shopping, stopping at the food court or something. I'd walk around and I'd come back to this place, just walk around a bit. Maybe they had something new, I'd ride it, but even then, I could probably pay $7 for the attraction anyway, rather than just buying a whole new wristband. I don't know, this place did seem quite disappointing. It's not like filthy or anything. The operations were alright. Pepsi Orange Street's operations were good. They only ran 3 trains on Fairly Odd Coaster, but at least they had 1 train on the track, 1 train loading, and 1 hitting the brakes at the same time. And then SpongeBob SquarePants, the operations were weird, but they were okay for the cycle. Maybe Gerstlauer does things differently. I don't know. Anyway, that's going to be it for my Nickelodeon Universe and Valleyfair synopsis. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to leave a like, comment, or subscription. And I hope you guys have a great insert unit of time here. Day, week, month, year, millennium, century, for as long as you live. I don't care. I'll do that for you. It's just thoughts. They're worthless. And I hope, as always, guys,